The homeless of this city are upset, not because they're homeless, but because there are more police officers assigned to Skid Row to institute the Safer City Initiative. Police write tickets for jaywalking and public urination. They've made 1,400 drug arrests. During the daytime, they enforce an ordinance against sleeping on the street. Because of the initiative, crime is down. Homeless rights activists say there are too many police officers around Skid Row. If you ask me, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Do the homeless have a valid complaint here, Celeste?
This is a twin-edged sword. On one hand, crime honestly is down in Skid Row, and that's a good thing, and that helps the homeless as well as the other people who are in downtown Los Angeles and the so-called loft dwellers. But I've been down there, and I've seen tickets that are given for dropping ash on the sidewalk. I'm not kidding. I physically saw that ticket. That's frivolous ticket giving. That's harassment. That you give that to a homeless person, they can't pay it, then it goes to warrant, then we get to lock them up, then they've got a record. And that is, that's not good policing. So you've got both going on. Los Angeles was named the meanest city in America for homeless, and there's a good reason.
Let me add this. This is a 1984 revisit. They're trying to wipe out the homeless downtown because they're building up downtown L.A. There's no question about it. Here's LAPD. Here's a special message. I may go undercover because on the one hand, Fred, I applaud cutting down crime. But they're victimizing these individuals because they don't have civil rights. And when I saw this article, it makes me think, and I'm telling you, LAPD, I might go undercover as a homeless person to see if you're victimizing those people because they don't have the ability to fight back.
I guess the bigger question here would be then, what do we do with the homeless here? How do we take care of them?
Los Angeles, New York, Portland, and Seattle has been very, very successful. They've come up with what they call supportive housing. It costs approximately $30 a night, as opposed to $37 in a shelter, $85 in a prison, $607 in a mental hospital, and $1,474 in general hospital, which is where everybody, people end up in one of these facilities if we don't take care of them. So why not take care of them appropriately? We've got the largest homeless population in America, and we're doing one of the worst jobs.
All right.
I agree with that. There's no question about it. We can do much more than put these people in jail.
Okay, let's move on now. Hey, do you think it's a good idea to allow people to carry guns into bars? Well, they can do it in Arizona. If you have a permit to carry a concealed weapon, you can hide it and bring it with you into restaurants and bars. There are a few rules here. You can't drink alcohol if you have a gun. But then why would you go into the bar in the first place? Also, the bar can ban guns in their establishment, but how would they know if it was concealed? Leo, you're an attorney defending people's rights, your business. This seems like a prescription for disaster to me.
You know what? I'm torn on this. Personally, I'll never carry a gun, but I'm a strong believer in the Second Amendment, and I'm telling you, people have the right to bear arms. However, I would never take my family to a restaurant that allows guns because that's a personal choice. And so these business owners have a right to say, hey, look, am I going to cater to the gun-toting customer, or I'm going to go to the families that want to shy away from guns? It's a business choice. It's an issue of civil rights, and it's a personal choice. So basically, go ahead and do it. I'm not going to go visit that restaurant and eat.
Oh, I'm going to come on down on the other side. My mother's from Montana. Montana has some of the most liberal gun laws in the nation, and they do not allow weapons in bars, period, the end, or any place that serves alcohol. Then, by the way, neither does Alaska. They'll allow it in restaurants that serve wine and beer, but not that serve hard liquor. Alaska.
Well, let me ask you this, Celeste. What do you have any problem with the Second Amendment? People that have the right to bear arms wherever
Absolutely
they go?
Not.
Regardless?
Nope. I've got one foot in Montana, and there are a lot of responsible gun owners, and I think that the left has been way too crazy on this. But I think this is a silly law. I mean, you go in. You can't wear a weapon that shows, so it's got to be concealed. No, it's got to be concealed, which means you're going to have pat-downs.
Celeste, nothing forced you to go to that restaurant. If they're carrying guns there, you can go to another restaurant. You don't have to eat there, and the restaurant owner caters to those who carry a gun. So why don't you just go to another restaurant?
I think that it's asking for trouble, and how are you going to know if they're drinking? Now we're going to have a new class of people, the designated shooter. But seriously, are they going to do pat downs? The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department had the good sense to restrict carrying a gun into a drinking establishment if you're drinking, and there are going to be people in there with concealed weapons drinking.
But the lawmakers The lawmakers supported this. It became a law.
All right, let me ask you this.
It's a dumb law.
All right, let me ask you this, because we're almost out of time. Leo, I'm going to ask you. Celeste, I thought you made a very good point there. Leo, can we agree here, though, that if you mix firearms and alcohol, there's a possibility you're going to have a problem? I mean, is that at least fair to say?
Yes, that's fair to say. However, it's personal choice and responsibility, Fred. And I defend the Second Amendment, right to bear arms, and I don't have to go to that restaurant. I can avoid that. Might be a business loss for the owner to lose my patriotism.
All right.
We're going to have to respectfully disagree.
Leo,
all right.
Leo and Celeste, nice job tonight. I appreciate it. You guys have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fred.
Okay.